What's up, you guys? Slim Symmetry here to bring you guys a new video today. I know a lot of people have been saying, I'm not uploading as much. It's a lot harder for me now that I'm back in school. Just getting used to the schedule. I go 4 days a week, and they're pretty long days from like 8 in the morning to like 5 to 7 o'clock at night. So I get home pretty late, and it's hard to always come up with videos. So I think I got to take a day and like record all the videos for you guys. But today I'm going to bring you guys a really, I guess, kind of a special episode of Slim Chat, just talking about school. I'm here to answer, like, one of the most, I think, probably the most frequently asked question I get in this game is, how do you balance school with Yu-Gi-Oh? And I think that's, like, going to be something that I think a lot of people can take away from this video, is I'm just going to tell you guys basically how I feel it's possible to do both, whether you're in elementary, middle school, high school, college, etc. I'm going to try to cover all grounds based on what I remember and based on what I believe the way the school systems are set up. Since I have been to multiple schools to do teaching, of people who don't know, I do want to be a teacher, so I've already observed plenty of schools. So I'm going to use that as kind of like a example for you guys. I myself am in college, so when I get to the college part, it's a lot simpler. College is probably the easiest place to play Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'll explain to you guys why. So I'm just going to get into it. So everyone wants to play Yu-Gi-Oh! If they can. They want to spend as many hours playing it as they can. I know that for a fact. I've gotten messaged about that a lot. People ask me, how do you, find time to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And, go to school? It's not easy. It's definitely not easy. For some people, it's even harder if you have a job, family, etc. So if you start at, like, the lowest level, when I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I was in 5th grade. That's when the game first came out. And we would play on the schoolyard. We would play during recess. We would play during lunch. I'm sure a lot of you can remember. Those of you who are in elementary school now, middle school, can relate to this, is that you would have like a recess. It was like a 20-30 minute recess around like 10 o'clock in the morning, and then you would have around noon your lunch hour, and you would get about 45 minutes, I believe, for lunch / playtime, whatever you want to call it. And during those times, and this was the very beginning, just with the Yu-Gi and Kaiba decks, but we would play outside on like the school blacktop, and just that would be how we would play the game. Unfortunately, later on, like about a year later, they like quote unquote banned us from playing cards on the school grounds. Like it was kind of ridiculous. They wanted, I guess, kids to be more active, which I fully understand, but at the same time, a lot of people chose to read during that time. They chose to do other things. I mean, we chose to play cards, so I mean, it kind of sucks that they did it like that, but I don't know if a lot of schools still do that, if they make it so you can't play card games during recess and lunch. But if they don't, that's your time to play it. That's your time to, deck build, do whatever, you feel like you want to do with the game at that point. That's for like elementary to middle school. Also, I believe a lot of schools these days may have clubs for that. I don't know. I know for a fact that anime clubs are really starting to take off around the time I graduated high school, so I'm wondering if they still do them now. So if anyone that's in that predicament or knows anything about that, definitely comment below. I'd like to hear your guys' feedback. Now moving on to high school. High school is hard, you guys. I gotta be straight up honest, because high school, I mean, let's be honest, everyone wants to be the king of high school. Everyone wants to be the queen of high school. They want to be, people want to be popular. They want to do all these things. I mean, that's the way media and the world, quote unquote, kind of portrays it. And I have to admit, even myself, I did not play much in high school. I did try playing my freshman year. There was a classroom where I met up with people, and we would play during lunch, and only during lunch, because that was the only time we had. And I mean, it was cool still being able to play, but it was a lot harder. High school, it's hard because you can't lie to yourself and say you don't worry about what people think about you. And that's the thing, is I've always tried to tell people, if people don't like the fact that you play Yu-Gi-Oh, I mean, it's one simple thing. It's a simple hobby. If they have such a problem with it, there's something wrong with them, because everyone has their hobbies. Everyone collects stuff. Everyone does stuff. Sports is a hobby for a lot of people. Yu-Gi-Oh can be considered like a sport, because, if you put together a team and you guys practice, I mean, it's kind of like the same thing. And then the YCSs and the regionals are like the big games. So, I mean, honestly, I've never really seen the problem. And as I got out of high school, I realized that I kind of wish I had played more in high school. Now in high school, I guess kind of like the same rules apply for like elementary, middle school. The ability to play, I guess, at lunch, whether you find a room, an empty classroom or a place you can go, if there's clubs or something like that, that always is beneficial. I know that my old high school was putting together an anime club. I don't know if people played Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, I was on my way out of high school, so I don't remember, but any anime club, any card club, any game club, etc., anything that you guys put together can be something that can encourage and have Yu-Gi-Oh! I know for a fact that some high schools do that. Some high schools do have like a Yu-Gi-Oh club. They do have a card game club that does Vanguard and does Magic, does all the other card games. So I would say that would be something that you can look into if you're in high school and you're looking for a place to play during, you know, the school week. Because it is hard. Like, some card shops do have locals during the week, but it's hard because of homework, because of assignments, etc. I fully understand that. I've been there. I'm still getting plenty of assignments in college, so I can relate to you guys on that, because it is very hard. But I think the number one thing is that you always need to make sure that your studies come first. That's definitely really, really important, especially in high school, because high school is getting you into college, and like around junior year is when it gets really hard. That's what I remember, is junior year is one of the hardest years. Sometimes you kind of do have to put the cards down. I had to do the same thing, and I had to buckle down and, you know, do well that year in order for the colleges to accept me into their institutions like later on. But as far as that goes, you do have the opportunities to play if your school offers clubs, or if you're able to play in classrooms. Some people do that, and you can always play after school someplace. So there is always options. And I guess the final stage is college, where I'm at right now. Those of you that know, I go to San Francisco State University. From the minute I stepped into that school, people were playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Like downstairs in the arcade. If anyone's ever been to my school, I know a lot of people have. A lot more people have been to my school than I know of, but I've heard from stories and whatnot. You guys know we have a giant arcade downstairs. We have a bunch of tables and whatnot, and that's where we always play. That's where you always find us playing, usually during our breaks between classes, during lunch, etc., depending on how your schedule's set up. And in college, you can do whatever the hell you want. There's no other way to say it. You can do whatever the hell you want. People don't pass judgment like they do in high school. Like, that's one thing I know people really do judge others in high school, because, you know, that's the way people are at that age. That's how people, you know, they want to be cool, they want to be popular, they want to be everything, and they look down upon you for playing card games, all this other bullshit that you're going to hear. You know, if you're in that like stage of life, you're always going to hear that. And in college, you can do whatever you want. I know for a fact that we don't have a Yu-Gi-Oh club. Like, we don't have a Yu-Gi-Oh club in college, but plenty of us play. We play, you know, religiously. We're down there. We're practicing. That's where we practice for regionals, YCSs, etc. And it's completely doable because we have the tables. People want to play. We don't have any problems with that. College will be the easiest place you can ever play, unless for some reason you go to a college that makes it so you just can't play, or people don't play. I don't really know. I honestly have been to several colleges, and I found people playing Yu-Gi-Oh! No matter where I've gone. I found people at UC Santa Cruz. I've found people at UC Irvine. I found people at Sac State, San Jose State, my school, you name it. I found people playing. So depending on where you are education-wise, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is always, you know, something you can do. You know, obviously you have your weekends to do locals, your weekends to do YCSs, regionals, etc. But if during the week you feel that you want to play outside of DN, outside of YGO Pro, outside of Dev Pro, etc., there are options, and it just depends on what your school offers and what you feel is like the best balance for you to do both and be successful at both. Because the number one thing I have to stress is that do not let it get in the way of your education. Do not skip class like some of us have to play Yu-Gi-Oh! It's not smart. I don't condone it at all. I've done it myself. Don't do it. You miss too much, and it doesn't help out at all. So that's one thing, is you got to know your limitations. I learned that the hard way, and I was like, all right, you know, when it's time to go to class, you know, put down the cards, you know, you got to go to class. But other than that, I really hope that this video was informative for everyone that wondered, you know, how do I do it? I play during my breaks. If you have homework and whatnot, get it done. You know, during your breaks, get it done in other classes. If the way it works in college is most of the lecture notes are online, so you can have your computer open and you can be doing other things while you're listening to the lecture. You can record the lecture if you want to re-listen to it. Some people learn through that. Whichever way you can do it to get your work done the most efficiently, and then have the free time to play. Kind of like a sport. Like I've always said, when you're an athlete, you need to find time to make it to practice so that you're not completely bombarded by work. So basically, it's the same thing. If you really do take the game seriously and you do want to play it, find the free time to play it, and just make sure that you get all your other priorities and stuff done. So yeah, so that's pretty much it, you guys. I'm sorry I haven't had that many videos. I'm definitely going to try and step that up. It's hard. Like I said, I'm pretty much on my way out. I have about a year left if I'm lucky, and then I'll be done. I'll be graduated. I'll be working. I'll be an old man, but I'll still be playing, you guys. That's one thing. I love this game to death, and I just hope that this video encourages a lot of people who find it hard to play, that you do find ways, you do come together and make clubs, you know, whatever you guys can do to, you know, enjoy the game and help others enjoy the game is pretty much like the best thing you can do for the game and the community. So anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video. Comment below. Let me know where you guys play. If you do play in high school, middle school, you know, college, etc., just let me know. Do you guys have clubs? Do you guys have places you can go to play? Because I'd love to, you know, hear those stories in the comments below. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thumbs it up. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you for watching.